She loved everything. She loved it all. She loved everything. For the fall. She loved everything. She loved it all. She loved everything. For the fall. She loved everything. For the fall. She loved everything. She loved it all. She loved everything. For the fall. She loved everything. For the fall.
I don't even know why I'm getting in the I had a bloodbath and my honey made that cake. That shit too funny. Like, I had to hurry this up and tell when my mom came home and beat mine. That was the first time she actually beat me at the age of 20.
Oh, word. Oh, it's recording. Okay.
Y'all pay special attention because this one has a certain message to it. Once upon a time, Homie the Clown went to a fancy white restaurant. Shea Whitey was the name. As always, Homie gets hassled by the man. He tells him that a tie is required in order to eat in this establishment. So Homie says, man, get them damn ties out of my face before I kick your ass. But unfortunately, Monsieur Snowflake didn't quite hear Homie correctly. So Homie had no choice but to keep his word. The end.
like for me, I think I was a little bit into a lot of everything. Like it was just a lot of different people that I knew that made I feel like they made my life colorful. You had homosexuals, you had gang members, you had people who were like into a lot of different things. I was that kid who I was interested in different, anime, different action movies or whatever. I was, like I said, I'm into rock music. I was into opening my, broadening my horizon, whatever. Like, I would listen to like some jazz fusion and turn around the next minute listening to some juke tracks and turn around the next minute listening to like ska or whatever. Like, that was just who I was, and I had a lot of people respect me for that. And I was always the weirdo. Typical shit. Our friend Stella, it's kind of a big reason how the breathing light as we are today came to be. Stella knew that one of my interests was rock, everything. And so she knew Kyle. She knew that he had started a band, and he happened to be having, the Breathing Light was having a gig on my birthday, November, November 20th. So me, her, and our friend Aisha, we end up, sitting around with the band and some other friends, and we go to the bar show. Only thing was, me and Stella were too young to get in, so all three of us stood outside. We watched the Breathing Light perform at this bar show that was what a bar show is. Most times pretty crappy, but they sounded pretty good and everything. And, I mean, it was like the best time I can remember having because it was new. It kept me feeling closer to home. First time I ever, saw a local rock band on top of that, and then being the fact that they were all black, so that was new for me. 2011, January, Kyle messaged me like, hey, you want to play the bass or learn how to play the bass? I'm like, yeah, that was like a no-brainer for me because I was feeling out of touch with my musical capabilities since I didn't have a lot of access to a lot of instruments. So, Kyle started teaching me songs, teaching me the basics on the bass, and when I met Trey and we all got up together and played, it was like chemistry automatically. We was just like a family, really, like from right then and there. And I temporarily was supposed to be in the band because Kyle was getting ready to graduate and I would still be at A&M, so we didn't really know how we would, necessarily keep the band together. But, let's say what happened and everything, call it a blessing in disguise. I get back home for the summer, and I didn't go back to A&M. I stayed up here, and it was like I called Kyle, and I'm like, yo, I'm staying here in Chicago, man. And it's like, oh, real? I'm like, yeah. So that's how it would begin with the searching for the shows and everything, being able to keep the band together. And here we are, the Breathing Light as you have it. Being a black female in a punk band to me has so many perks or whatever, to the fact that I like the fact that I'm surrounded by like a lot of open people, a lot of people who are intelligent. So to me, I always felt like when I first came into it that I was under like a lot of like mentors and everything. So that was always cool because I had like cats along with my own bandmates, telling me things that I had never known otherwise. Because I didn't have that introduced to me. That wasn't the world that was available to me or that I hadn't even known about, to begin with. Like, okay, I'll use me as an example. Damn it, like, punk is not just all that who I am or whatever. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but at the same time, yeah, I'm a risky kid on top of that. Yeah, at the same time, like, I'm like so many other things in one, and I don't conform myself to just that. I don't judge people on top of that because you are who you are. Be who you are, but embrace that. And I could say with anything that you become, pretty much if it produces good for you and it also does good for other people, then obviously it's not anything wrong with that or whatever. Like, don't let somebody sell you an idea that will keep you in one place. Because if they, like I said before, if they can keep you stagnant, that's when you die. You gotta live and you gotta be living. Bandmates Kyle and Trey, like, they're like the best guys ever. Like, to just jam with, to get to know, to just talk with, vibe with, or whatever. Because they honest, they open, and we've always been real with each other. So I guess I got like the good lot of, especially being a female, in a band, in a punk rock band at that. But when I was out of my element 2, weird. But I had like never done anything like this before. Yet I always kind of felt that I would end up in some type of rock band or whatever, because that's like something I always thought would be really freaking awesome to do. Ugly ass, get this nigga.
Every time you hit me, I need the love.
Stop!
Oh, you hit me. That means you love me more.
Dude,
Hit me.
stop touching me.
Oh!
You like my
Grab me.
Who
Who got pocket? Who got pocket? Who got pocket? Who got pocket?
Can we start now?
I'm your taking man. Open me up somehow. The time is wasting. Don't let me get away. Never bother too far through the covers. Just wanted to move through your water. No air, no air, no air, shelter. No air, no air, no air, no, no. Never wanted to, I never wanted to. I said I never wanted to, I never wanted to. No air, no air, no
There's no such thing as obscurity. That shit to me is like a fucking insult to say that this band or that band was obscure, who were living in obscurity. Dude, that's like saying somebody fucking never existed because you didn't know about them. I fucking exist, like a lot of other people fucking exist, but we're not on somebody's fucking guest list at their swank fucking party or some shit. We not living in fucking New York City or Brooklyn or LA or any of these populated, super popular, hip ass places. You know, we're from the fucking south suburbs, dude. We're fucking black suburbs. Nobody's ever thought of suburbs ever being black, but yes, such thing as a black suburb. That's who we are. That's where we exist. That's where we come from. You know, our fucking experiences in life have been so eclectic and different than most people. A lot of different than a lot of other black people. We had in gangs going to our schools. We had people who had a little bit of money going to our school. I saw this article who were black today. You know, our classes was online on like Facebook, black and Latino kids. And it was just like, I forgot we experienced white flight. Site it all the people from where we live, all just like, pretty much going on in France. Look what's going on in France. What's going on in France? There's some kind of musical revolution going on in France. Black people started moving there. Yeah, there's always a fucking musical revolution going on everywhere. There's white Indiana, but there's never anything happening with just black people. Nah, man, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on with my fucking bunch of kids out here? It's always I know making music. Weird bunch of kids out here with us, living, existing, shit going on, all this crazy shit for years. But you always choose to see only one side. All this untapped, crazy ass energy. I'm tired of being untapped minds. I'm tired of being fucking ignored. Everybody. Going to a school, only want to give shine to we have black people killing themselves or talking about black Satanists. Stupid black shit. Metalhead Satan. Fucking that's who I hung out with when I was at school. All the black like rock all kids. These black people are smart. We had crews of intelligent kids, like artistic at people my fucking high school. But we had fucking black skaters all the time. And this is way before any of this shit. Lupe Fiasco, how they act, way before and how they talk, and the way they move, videos. all of this stupid shit.
You know, it was
give
an
you a
outlaw
fucking
to
show.
have dreads
I don't
at
want
the
to give you no
time.
fucking show.
So we've
This is
seen
me
all
naturally.
these
This is who I am.
transitions, all these new things. But that's
I'm fucking
obscurity.
black. I'm a black person.
You know, if
But
it
this is
wasn't in
how I
a
act
white
naturally. I
suburb
don't give a fuck
far away
about
from here,
anybody.
it was obscure.
Everything I do or say is gonna be fucking exaggerated and talked about and looked at as if I'm a fucking clown. I'm not a fucking clown. You can't fucking take anybody fucking
I
serious.
exist and I am a
But
fucking
I'm
human
tired.
being.
I'm tired of taking
Just like you.
just like anybody. I don't want to be treated like that. I'm tired of being treated like some scum. I can't even think fucking thoughts because they're illegal.
I feel like
I can't think somebody's pretty because fucking I'm raping them in my mind or some shit.
Circus. Look at these people, they're funny.
I don't want to bow down to
like
like
these people, so
white
you're funny
person's
too.
opinions.
Look at how you do
I don't
this,
want to
look at
bow
how you do
down
that.
to
But as soon as you get
like
serious,
what people
it's
say
like,
about like how people should act, how people should feel. But then it's
I feel
probably,
like black people have
it's part
been
of
bowing
another
down to
stereotype
popular
too.
opinion for so long.
Being
We don't have a
serious is
fucking
part
opinion
of
about
the
our own damn selves.
black male rage.
Why? Because we've been told
all black
from
men
day
always
one
angry
who
all
the
the
fuck we
time.
are, where the fuck we came
Forever.
from, what we do, how we act,
But
what we talk like. That's pretty true, you know. Made fun of. Most of
men
this
are
shit has been a fucking
but
parody
damn,
of
can
who
you
we
blame
actually
us?
are all the damn time. Always a fucking parody. What is hip hop culture? What is black culture? Please mime that shit for me. Imitate that shit for me so we know what it looks like. I think a lot of people can imitate black people. They can definitely imitate black people and give a great imitation of us. So great. Because they've been around us their whole entire lives. Never been around a motherfucking black person for 5 fucking minutes. Wanna call the cops. Fuck this shit. I'm doing something. I'm fucking standing up and fucking talking. Nobody's giving my narrative. And I don't expect them to because I don't want them to. Because they're gonna fuck it up. Black people gonna fuck it up. Because they don't know. They're not sure. They don't know what punk is. They don't know what black punk is. They don't know the experiences unless they are black punks. White people gonna fuck it up because they think we're a minstrel show.
I hope I haven't put anybody on the spot. I'm not intending to try and stir you up and make you do something that you wouldn't have done anyway. I pray that God will bless you in everything that you do. I pray that you will grow intellectually so that you can understand the problems of the world and where you fit into in that world picture. And I pray that all the fear that has ever been in your heart will be taken out. And when you look at that man, if you know he's nothing but a coward, you won't fear him. If he wasn't a coward, he wouldn't gang up on you. He wouldn't need to sneak around here. This is how they function. They function in mobs. That's a coward. They put on a sheet so you won't know who they are. That's a coward. No. The time will come when that sheet will be ripped off. If the federal government doesn't take it off, we'll take it off.
In your motherfucking ass. Come Hickory. Try and say it now. Say it with me, everybody. Hickory sticks. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hickory sticks. Hickory sticks! Bucker.
I'll just tell a story.
Okay.
Hell, started off with this whole like music thing. Actually getting serious about playing on stage like 10 fucking years ago. Me and a friend, David Hale, started this band that's Ramones. They were pretty much for shits and giggles, but it helped us write. It helped us get a sense of the scenes around us and what was really out there, you know, for just young kids. There was really nothing for us to put our money together, go work hard, put our money together, and then just hop out on the road and see, you know, all kinds of different stuff. I mean, we drove through a fucking tornado in Atlanta to get to a show, which was just, it's one of the stories that I'll tell for the rest of my life, because we made it through, we didn't get sucked up and we played the show. Music itself has been the one way that I can just like let myself go, let myself out. I'm usually socially a fucking introvert. I don't talk to people, for real. Unless it's about music or something that I'm interested in, but you know, I guess we all have our little quirks here and there. Around 2008-ish, going to this show out at Alabama A&M, and I think the bill was like Lizard Nixon, Cancer Slug, and Breathing Light. And up to that point, I'd never seen a Breathing Light show, but I heard about them. I went out to see the show, hang out with a couple of my friends, and I was watching their set and everything. And Lizard Nixon was cool. I knew what to expect from Cancer Slug. I mean, you know, when it came down to Breathing Light set, the first thing I noticed is I had never seen an all-black punk band really like live in the flesh. I mean, you can always dream about Bad Brains and 24/7 Spies and all that stuff, but you'd never ever see them in Huntsville, Alabama. That kind of threw me for a loop. And then instead of just being, you know, the typical black band that stands still and is a little stiff and doesn't do shit, you know, they're all over the fucking place. They had energy. I always thought that was a pretty cool thing. And when it came down to joining the band, I don't think anybody knew it, but I was kind of like waiting in the wings with my fingers crossed, like, shit, dude, if I ever get the opportunity, I'm going to go with a whole sack of drumsticks, 4 extra heads, and just, I'll be ready if that day ever comes, and it did. So I think I got the message through Mike Horgan. He had met Kyle at a barbecue and they were talking about something. But yeah. Met up with the guys. Jeff was like extra energetic, red boots on all the time. That's all I remember, for real. I've been told that there was other footwear involved, but those red boots are as synonymous with Jeff as a sparkly glove is synonymous with Michael Jackson, as far as I'm concerned. And of course, Kyle. It was fun as hell. I'm not gonna say it's one of the best times of my life because my life isn't over yet, but if it comes to that, it'd probably go down as one of those best times of my life kind of thing. The day that Jeff kind of like said goodbye to the band kind of sucked. It really sucked. We're on our way out to a show on Muscle Shoals, and I got pulled over, and my license got revoked that night, and the guys had to come and pick me up like halfway to Huntsville and drive my car back to A&M campus. And when I was in the car with Jeff, him driving me back, my card was kind of when he broke the news, and I was just like, fuck, dude, really? But when it came down to Jeff, I was just, you could say heartbroken, man, because I was just like, us three, we were the unit as far as I was concerned. If it was going to be over, you know, then if we weren't going to have Jeff for real, you know, it felt like, you know, what are we going to do, you know? And when Camille came through, it was kind of like having a female Jeff there, because she brought in the same, if not more, energy to the group when she became a part of it. She got right in there and learned her parts and thrashed the hell out, and even took a guy's eye out with a bass, which is more hardcore than anything I've ever done on an instrument before. We should have video of that shit, for real. But yeah, she just came in and like, she not only, you know, kind of rejuvenated the energy of the band, she also became a part of the band that made an even deeper point. If they say that a black band can't play rock, well, we actively defy that shit. Now, if they say a black girl can't play bass or rock, she actively defies both of those every day she breathes. And when people walk up to you and they talk to you about your band and they talk about, you know, they can talk about the race thing. That's always going to be a shocker, especially if you thrash as hard as you fucking can. It's going to be a shock. But when they step to you and they're just like, you know, I'm a female, or I have a daughter, or I have a granddaughter that is, you know, inspired by the fact that there's a girl in a hard rock band, and you know she's out there thrashing just like the boys. That's what I think Camille knows this, but she may not know how much of an inspiration she actually is to a lot of female musicians that come through to see our shows, or people who would think about picking up an instrument who are female. That's a huge statement. She makes it every time she steps on stage. That's something you really can't deny. She just fits in. It's like having another brother and another sister. Camille being the little sister, because she's always fucking with somebody. Always fucking with somebody. But it's cool, because, you know, you flip me upside the ear, I'm going to throw a whole roll of toilet tissue at you. You know, you give me a dead leg, I'm going to throw some eggs at you or something like that. You know, Camille's good for hitting, I'm good for throwing. I'm good with being stationary and chucking shit. So, fucked up, but it's the truth.
Revolutionary-minded Kikuyus like Kenyatta, part educated in Europe, ignored the fact that the government was teaching the Africans to make better use of their land and intended them to assume an increasing responsibility in the country's affairs. The agitators roused tribal grievances with the Kikuyu Central Association and later the Kenya African Union. They worked on the known credulity, suspicion and envy of the tribe. With the cry, "More land for the Kikuyu people," they distorted the true facts to insinuate that the whites had stolen land which belonged to the tribe. These movements, full of corruption and virulent anti-white propaganda, had eventually to be outlawed by the government.
What's cracking, people? How y'all doing tonight? I know, right? This is the Mr. Kang show. What's going on? Down here chilling with my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to somewhat switch these heads and make them sound right. You know, it's kind of one of my pet peeves. You know, I always got that drum tech side of me, so it's like, you know, trying to make sure that everything sounded right and whatnot. So let's see. I'm about to tell my age. Let's see. I actually started off when I was like 6, 7 years old playing tambourine in church. So it was like one of those. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, coming up then, you know what I'm saying, you have to be really good to play any type of like instrument in the church and whatnot. So I started off playing tambourine, you know what I'm saying, I got kind of, you know, good with that, you know what I'm saying, so I've been playing that since I was like 6, 7 years old, and then I moved on to the drums. I want to say like around 8, 9 years old or whatnot, and you know what I'm saying? It took me a while because, you know, first starting off, it was that whole pat your belly, rub your head type motion. So it's like I know if I can master this, then I have, you know what I'm saying, I can get the drums down. So it was about, you know what I'm saying, getting this down or whatever. Because you pretty much got so many things going on at one time. So it's like me being a right-hand drummer, I had to get down how to hold down the hi-hat count. You know what I'm saying, with my right hand, hold down the snare with my left hand, and then kick at the same time. So it was like, there's so many things like differently that's going on, but I still had to be in sync with what I was doing. So it took me a while to get the syncopation down to where I was, you know what I'm saying, on the one. Like most drummers started in church, and you know, you get home, you bring out the pots and pans, and you know what I'm saying, you get the, you know what I'm saying, beating on your mama's pans, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Yeah, kind of irritating. So the next best thing, again, I was talking about the coat hangers. You know, the coat hangers you get from the cleaners, Soul Train and American Bandstand, and it was a show on Channel 66 back in the day called Master Sellers. You know what I'm saying? They used to like play like, you know what I'm saying, pretty much how YouTube is now. They used to play like a lot of videos, interviews, and stuff like that. So I used to watch those videos. I used to ask them on and whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, that was starting at home. But I say I played officially for the first time when I was about 11, 12 years old. And I remember this day like yesterday. Again, in church, it was a morning service. And, you know, back then, you probably had about 4 choirs that sang for one morning service or whatever. So you had, you know, this choir, that choir, that choir, that choir. So let's just say the last choir was getting ready to sing before the pastor got up. And this is one of the situations like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've become to rehearsal, all right, you know what I'm saying, I know the songs, I got them down. It was one of the situations to where, looking back on it, I don't know if it was a good or bad idea, but it was one of the situations I'm like, I'm about to play this song, you know what I'm saying, so, because the legend has it, they was going to introduce me, like one Sunday and say, you know, that this is Keith King, he's a new drummer, this stuff like that. But it's like one of the situations, I just kicked the door in. I was like, look here, y'all taking too long, so I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna do my thing. And I think that's been my mentality as far as going for opportunities, the punk scene or like the black punk scene. So I want to be Pacific. But the punk scene as a whole, I truly feel that it has a voice that needs to be heard. But you have to, from a personal standpoint, you know, it's just like with any other movement. There's a lot of politics that's involved that kind of, you know, I think it's always discouraged other punk musicians, throws off what they feel the true movement is about or whatever. I mean, like the ones that I've done, the shows has been great or whatever. It's been excellent love and response that be getting back from the crowd. So, you know, and I'd like to definitely thank the people that saw me come out and do my thing and show me mad love. Because the way I see it, you know what I'm saying, because like it's not about myself personally, it's about the whole band as a collective. So it's like when you show us love like that, you guys make us want to just go in even harder and just grind even more. So we appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, boy. Appreciate you.
Everything's everything, man. Just chilling, y'all. So.
Dear black people, you do not need white people's approval to do whatever the fuck it is you need to do.
Cut this shit out because it's not making any goddamn sense. Anyway.
The tools are already out there for us to get shit done. You know, you don't need Kickstarter, really. You know, from the looks of it, Kickstarter, most of the projects that get funded on Kickstarter are white people's projects. You know, it's hard for black people to get their shit going, or any POC to get their shit going on Kickstarter. Why? Because the importance of our stories in the context of this society are shit less important to anybody else aside from us. Fuck these people. I fuck them. Fuck them. They ain't cared in the fucking, for real. Cause I mean, when I look at shit on Tumblr, a lot of our stuff on Tumblr, a lot of our stuff, it gets reblogs, but it doesn't get like a lot of reblogs. Like some other shit I've seen. Like I've seen like random, stupid, corny shit get so many reblogs, but for us and what we're doing, and it's not some like regular ass shit. You know, this is us like against like a lot of different elements doing what we're doing to say, you know, we exist too. And for that shit to not really be so important, you know, it says a lot. It says a lot. I get more likes than I get reblogs. So I don't care. I'm not making this shit for them. I'm making this shit for myself and my people to do it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Black people been waiting too long to fucking say who the fuck we are, tell our own story. Don't wait. Just do it. Just do it. Fuck everybody. Fuck them.
Being on the outside is the typical response of, oh, they look crazy. Why do they do that? Or you get the modernized media version of what a punk is. What I actually always thought punk was just some white kids with colored spikes in their head for the most part. I kid you not, that's all I knew about punk. Oh, and that, you know, they had the spikes and shit, you feel me? That it was a cross between emo and goth or whatever. That's all I really knew about it. And mostly white people were the image that was placed to that. I didn't even know black people were even a part of that at all. Honestly, I didn't. Especially on the outside looking in, it's like it was like a complete ignorance. It was a wall. There was nothing that I knew about it for real. And I'm not one to place judgment, so I had nothing to base it on. It was just like, what's punk? I don't know. Thought it was a word that meant weak. I don't know. That's really what that's what kids around my way, that's all we had. That's what we would have known punk was to be, and that's what some of them do. I mean, that's it. Like, it's that white shit. In other words, that's how we classified it, if anything. And being on the inside, of course, takes a completely different toll. To understand that it's about doing something yourself, being who you are, accepting who you are as a person, really stems really deep within me. Because honestly, to be truthful, had I like known about the scene and known about the culture when I was younger, it definitely would have built my self-esteem way more than my self-esteem was when I was younger, since that's basically really based on. Little do a lot of people know, like in Chicago, I've noticed that in the punk scene, there's definitely a high respect for and a lot of safe places for women, and especially women of color, to come and be who they are, versus whether that's spectators or females in bands. Like, it's openly accepted.
world will rise upon meaning. Only lies those who sit around and say nothing good comes down our way. Some say, what's the use to try? Life is awful hard and dry. They bring such news to you. This is what you ought to do. Let no trouble worry you. Keep cool, keep cool. Don't get hot like some folks do. Keep cool, keep cool. What's the use of prancing around while the world is smiling by? You can win if you would try. Keep cool, keep cool. Throw your trouble far away. Smile a little every day. The sun will start to shine, making life so true and fun. Do not let a little care fill your life with grief and fear. Just be calm, be brave and true. Keep your head, you'll get through. Let no trouble worry you. Keep cool, keep cool. Just be brave and ever true. Keep cool, keep cool. If they push you in a flame, though you should not bear the blame, do not start to raise Cain. Keep cool, keep cool. Keep cool, keep cool. Keep cool. Keep cool. Keep cool. Keep
I'm surprised he got so clean. Never give me the back. Never give me the back.
Oh shit, hold up, man.
Never give me the back. Never give me the back. Ah!
Stupid as fuck. One of y'all kick me and I'm gonna both y'all ass. Hey, Camille.
Never give me the back.
I can't even see shit. Look.
I know. Good. Never give me your back.
That was like a chihuahua taking out a wolf. This shit was weird.
He gonna throw a rock at me.
Don't rock at him, man.
He
It's
gotta
your only
get up.
defense.
I got him in a bar. He gotta get up.
I'm gonna do some shit. I'm gonna
They taking me sick, mom. He was sick already, son.
Cop
We're
on
gonna
the
be